Hi, I'm Andrew Cannane, the Executive Director at Intertrust Group and also Vice President of the PFA. I'm delighted to welcome Hamish Wehl, Head of Retail Fund Management, Cromwell Property Group, which is a real estate investor and manager with operations on 3 continents and a long-standing PFA member. Welcome, Hamish.
Thanks very much, Andrew.
Hamish, how has Cromwell seen demand for unlisted real estate?
Thanks, Andrew. Look, we've seen that demand is still very strong for unlisted real estate. I guess we've had 2 recent examples that have reinforced that view that the retail investor demand is still there. The first was for the Cromwell Direct Property Fund. So that fund offered investors full liquidity for the first time in 7 years. So in July 2020, we witnessed less than 10% of investors wanting to redeem from that fund, and that was in a diversified open-ended fund. The second event was a closed-end syndicate, a traditional property trust that reached the end of its 7-year investment term also. We offered investors the opportunity to extend the term of that trust for a further 5 years and gave them the ability to buy and sell units amongst themselves. And we saw that demand from buyers substantially exceeded sellers, resulting in buyers being scaled back in excess of 65%. We see this demand is going to continue, given the ultra low interest rate environment and high cash balances in self-managed super funds, Andrew.
Great. And which distribution channels have been most active for unlisted real estate?
Look, I guess the advisor market has been the most active for Cromwell because we've been raising capital in the Cromwell Direct Property Fund. So that's an open-ended fund that's available via the majority of administration platforms and wraps. Whilst the direct mum and dad market or the non-advised market certainly do utilise the open-ended funds, we find the proportion of capital from those investors is highest in the closed-end syndicates where tight timeframes are required for capital raising. So I guess both are certainly still active. We've just seen substantially more capital raised through the advised channel.
And how does distribution for your European funds differ to your Australian funds?
Look, I guess it differs vastly, Andrew. So whilst the assets in the European funds management business are unsurprisingly based in Europe, about 55% of that capital is sourced through a Singapore listed REIT, which Cromwell is the manager. So all the capital of that 55% is sourced and managed from Singapore via the listed market. And the balance of capital in the European funds management business is from institutional investors and private equity mandates. So there's actually no retail distribution channel, either advised or non-advised, within the European funds management business outside of that Singapore REIT.
All right. Thanks very much, Hamish.
Pleasure. Thanks very much, Andrew. Thanks for having me.